Guys, I'm a hockey player for Halloween. How cool is this? I was so excited to debut it. I wanted to put this on before he got here because I'm excited to see his costume. Hey, look at this.
What are you doing?
What? Does it look good?
We already recorded our Halloween episode.
No, we didn't. What are you talking about?
Yeah. We already recorded it last week. It's November 9th or whatever day. November 8th.
Dad, I don't think that it's November 9th.
I'm not your dad. Oh, God. The brain injury was a lot worse than I thought. You got hit in the head. That's why you have this helmet. I don't know where the hell you got the cage mask thing from. You're not a hockey player. You're a disabled person.
Welcome into the Really Random Podcast. My name is Drew Bolden, and that's the only thing that matters. Yes, sir!
Hey. When I do the intro, I introduce you too. I introduce you last, and most of the time I'm like...
Last but not least?
Drew Bolden, I'm not really good. But I at least introduce you. You didn't even introduce me.
Fine, I'll do it again. Welcome into the Really Random Podcast. That's Dumb Bitch, and I'm Drew Bolden, the only one you come to listen to. Yeah! I'm just kidding. That's my bestest friend in the whole world. Squidward Tentacles.
Okay.
Squidward Tentacles, everybody. Show them.
We got a Funko for everything. God, I'm spitting like crazy. So,
hey, never mind. It was going to be a sexual joke. That's Colton Pettyjohn. I'm sorry. That's my best friend in the whole entire world right there.
First off, starting off by saying Mom, Gwendolyn DeVere, Grammy, Mimi, anyone that's above the age of 32, which means you're ancient and old, and
much.
Probably don't have a whole lot left of your life. And I don't even really know why you're still alive. There's really no point. You add no value to society. But anyways, if you're above that age, you probably should stop listening because the words that we may use in this episode could give you a heart attack.
And with your failing age and how old you are, it's going to be done soon. No, but also, if you really think about it, do you think anyone who has any sort of IQ or intelligence is turning this program on?
Yeah, no.
Also, how old am I for calling this a program? Welcome
Tune in to this week's program of Really Random Podcast,
where we talk about if bingo night is the funnest night.
And
if that
hint,
it is.
Spoiler alert, it is.
Spoiler.
So I'm not. These are a couple of the things that we
man.
may.
Good to see you, by the way.
Good to see you too.
Yeah.
These are a couple of things that we may hit on this episode. It's a little teaser. Is it? What do you call what you put your clothes into?
And like a washer dryer?
No. When you fold them all up and you put them away.
It's literally yes. I am stupid.
And then I have a story about.
Oh no! Is it about me?
Something in a cup. I'm just gonna go.
Well, if I know us, it's either. Well, if it was me, it would be about something inappropriate. But you probably did. You probably threw that out there to.
It's not appropriate if that's what you're asking.
Wait, it's not a baby, is it?
We also have the topic of hockey.
Hey, so
hockey fights and. I don't even know what else you want to hit on. We have a lot of things.
We'll figure it out when we get there. But real quick before we start anything else, because this is the most important thing in my life at this moment. The Dallas Stars just released a new alternate jersey, and it was their blackout and lime green jersey, and I'm wearing it currently. And Colton, I've never said this before and meant it, literally to anyone or anything, but I love this.
I think it looks great. I think you need something to love in your life.
I don't love anything.
Unfortunately, it doesn't love you back.
You don't know that. Have you heard it say that?
Well, I just know that nothing and no one love you. So
no one love you.
No one love you.
No one love you.
Love you, me, long time.
That's probably can't go in because that's racist.
No, I was being a caveman.
You go, oh, Amiga, I love you a long time.
No, I didn't do that. No.
No one should watch this show ever. But This program.
Which topic would you like to start off with?
Honestly, why don't let's start with the clothing thing. So, speaking of being ancient, Colton. So, have you ever been in a bedroom?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
I don't know why it took me so long. I was like, wait, have I been in a bed? 7 divided by 4.
There's no math in
Yes.
this. Abraham Lincoln. No. So, Colton and Greg and I were talking about these things that you put your clothes into that you have in your room,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
You fold your clothes up and you put them into your Colton on 3. We'll each say what we call them, right? We fold our clothes and we 3, 2, 1.
Chest of drawers.
Huh?
You say dresser, right?
Dresser, but I say drawers as well.
Yeah. You say dresser, I say chest of drawers.
Oh, I said drawers. Yeah, my bad. I meant dresser. He screwed everything up and said chest of drawers, which but you said it like Chesser drawers.
I know. When I say it,
I thought you were saying Chesser checkers. I'm like, what?
when we were talking about this the other day, and I was like, hey, I need to fold this up and put this in my chest of drawers. And you're like,
Yeah, what?
And I'm like, I don't know, man.
No,
I know it's not right.
No, you go, yeah, chest of drawers. And I'm like,
I know, but like,
don't just skate over that like I know what you mean. There's a reason I went, what? You are 80.
yeah. That's what Sarah said too. She was like, you're an old man. No one says chest of drawers. And I don't say chest of drawers like a normal person. For some reason,
Yeah.
I just say chest of drawers. I just like muddy it all up together. Chest of drawers.
You mumble rap it, dude.
Put it in the treasure drawer.
The treasure drawers.
Get
But
my dip out of the top dresser of the treasure drawers, or the top drawer, whatever. Yeah. So
the top dresser, that's multiple. No, but I was thinking when you said Chesser drawers, I was like, that isn't a thing.
that's a person.
No one's ever said that. Yeah,
It's a person.
Who's
Chester
drawers?
drawers. Hey, nice to meet you, Chester drawers.
I'm Colton drawers. I'm on it today. No, so yeah, let us know. Dresser or Chester drawers
Or chest of drawers.
Chest of drawers. Someone said, and they were super southern. They said drawers. I also thought drawers were spelled DROORS.
Really?
Drawers. Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Put utensils
Drawers.
in the kitchen drawer.
Yeah.
I also like. How do you drawer? Sounds like I'm
Is
saying
it supposed to be
Christian Joel.
Drawer. It's supposed to be drawers.
Drawer. Yeah.
Drawers.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
Those people over there
They're
are
drawers.
drawers, and I'm Drew Schbag.
Oh, I get it. Past tense.
Do you like
Drew?
this sound, by the way?
Yes.
It's not bad.
You're fancy. It's
I didn't pinky out it. Speaking of fancy, you have an ice ball, and what did you make? What is that?
It's an old fashioned with a spritz of grenadine.
You literally made fun of old people, and you're drinking an old fashioned and calling things
I'm trying to be.
Chester drawers, dude.
I've got to try to find some way to sophisticate this podcast.
Wee wee. I think saying wee wee is pretty sophisticated.
I don't think talking about wieners is gonna sophisticate anything.
I wasn't for like the one time ever.
Why do I always have penis on the brain? So the next story, I want to get into this because you have your hockey outfit on.
Yes.
Outfit.
Oh my God, you're 80. Outfit.
I'm either 80 or gay.
Gatey.
Look at that nice little hockey outfit you got on.
Do you like baseball when they wear their tight pants and you can look at their cheeks?
I like it when they wear the white pants and you can see the jockstrap in the outline.
Ooh, I never even thought about that. Now I'm definitely going to look for that.
Oh, you've never thought of that.
Hey, shut up. Did I ever tell you about when I played baseball? This is not on the thing, but I wore white baseball pants. I was a catcher. Don't.
No, I'm not. I wasn't going to say anything.
Well, you're definitely not a pitcher.
I'm
Shut up, bitch. And, there was one game. We had a tournament out in like Mesquite or some bullshit back in the day, and I had white pants, and white pants don't really.
You can tell it's a sensitive story. White pants.
White pants. Well, white pants just get dirty in genitals. So, like, literally any sort of clothing that's white is a bad idea. Which is why I was going to buy a White Stars jersey before, and I was like, it's white. I'm not going to do it. But anyway.
I don't have any jerseys that, well, I have one jersey that's white, but I hardly ever wear it because I'm afraid.
Which one?
LeBron.
Oh,
LeBron from Cleveland.
The Cavs one. Yikes. You wore that for your wedding photos. He actually wore that instead of a tuxedo. No, which is weird. I don't know how your marriage didn't last. What am I doing? You didn't deserve any of this. Well, you did call me disabled in the intro.
No, I did not.
I was there, I think. What happened, Dad?
Yeah, I was about to say, you have a brain injury. You don't remember.
But anyway, so I was playing baseball back in the day, and it was like, I don't know, like noon or 1 or something. We had already played 2 games. We had one at 8, and we had one at like 10.
Yeah.
And then it was like 1, I think, after our second game. And, you know, you don't have the best diet when you play baseball. You have like nachos, hot dogs, Gatorade, burps. I think I maybe had like a sip of water, and that was it. But my stomach was like, you know, I got a little funny noise going on in my stomach, right? And I was like, okay, well, we have 2 options, because I was on the practice field, which was across the street from, it was like a busy street, like a 2-lane each side or whatever.
Yeah.
It was like a big street, and then the park was over there where the bathrooms were, right? And I was all the way at the end because I was catching. I wasn't like in the outfield or anything. And so I think we were like playing, we were like just doing batting practice and playing in the field. And then I was like, I gotta figure something out, or it's gonna be everywhere. So I ran. I literally just got up, and I was like, I gotta poop or something to my coach. And he was like, all right, because it was just batting practice, so it wasn't anything. And let me just tell you, I made it to third base. And then it just went.
No.
And I was like, oh, God, not again. How many shitting my pants stories have I told on this podcast? This has got to be number 3.
Yeah.
Actually, it should have been number 2 for poop. But yeah, I made it to third base, and it was over. And I was like, well, I'm going to try to preserve as much as I can. So I started doing the like where you put your crotch first and you put your hand back there.
Yeah.
Like it's going to help hold it in.
Push your butt forward like that.
Like, you know how pregnant women walk? They kind of have their hands back here,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, God. And I think the whole time I was probably like, oh, God, it's coming. My poop is coming. Imagine me yelling that. But I think I ended up making it to the bathroom and then, you know, did my business. And I didn't look to see if I had gotten everything.
Oh.
And then we go to play a game, and no one on my team told me that I had a brown stain
Oh, no.
on my pants. So if there's any single women who are still interested, my number 469. But we ended up winning the tournament. So, you know, shit happens.
Hey, there you go. The price you pay to be a champion
Is the price you play. Seriously, we won, and I left it all on the field there.
and some in your pants.
And some of the pants, and some of the practice field. But anyway, no, I want you to tell your story, and then I'll come back to saying my hockey story.
Okay.
Because it's kind of a sensitive one.
Okay.
I mean, not really, but kind of stupid.
So one year I went to church camp every year. And one year we went to a university campus. And University. I
guess it doesn't matter.
Hardin Simmons.
Oh, that's a Christian school, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've heard of it.
So
They wouldn't let me in, but I've heard of it.
We went for 2 years in a row, and we would stay in the dorms. And
how old were you?
I was, I think, sophomore.
Oh my God!
Yeah, in
this
high
makes
school.
it even better.
Yeah. Well, so it was. I don't know if you remember, but it wasn't me.
You were guilty by association.
Well, yeah. So, had fun. I mean, I always loved church camp. It was a lot of fun. And there was a bunch of us guys that we all were on the same hall together. Everyone in our church was on the same little hall together, and it was made up of like, I don't know, 12 rooms, because we had like 24 kids or what. There was a ton of us. And so anyways, for fun, we would make up random games to play. And this one game that we played.
This was a game?
No.
Okay.
So it started out with a game. So we had this basketball, and we would go play basketball, but the basketball courts got filled up pretty quick because there were a lot of people on campus.
Was it like a bunch of churches there?
A ton of different churches.
Oh, wait, mission trip or church camp?
Church camp.
Oh, I was thinking mission trip because we were talking about it before the podcast.
Oh, no. This is a church camp, and
so there's like a ton of different churches and youth.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, got it.
So the dorm rooms are, if you've ever been in a dorm, most dorms are just one really long hallway, or it's like the entranceway where, sometimes there's like a desk or whatever.
Like a hotel or whatever kind of. Yeah.
And then there are two different hallways. There's one over here and one over here. So we played this game where we got the ball and we got the basketball, and each one of us would trade out turns trying to roll it straight down the hallway without hitting the sides. You had to roll it perfectly straight all the way down to the end of the hallway.
Dang.
Really, really long. So you had to get some force behind it. And it sounds kind of easy. It's really, really difficult.
Well, yeah, because there's always like you throw it too far, and it's a long ass hallway. Like I don't know. I kind of
so even if it's a little curve, it eventually goes and hits the wall.
Yeah.
So a bunch of us were playing it. We're just having a good time, and it was in the it was right before dinner, and then right after dinner you go to the sermon or whatever, and it's like a hour and a half worship service or whatever.
Oh my God, an hour and a half?
It was like an hour, probably like an hour worship service or whatnot.
Oh, that sounds awful.
So right before dinner, about to go to dinner, and we're playing, taking turns. Literally, you go, if you mess up, there's someone at the end of the hallway, and they grab the ball and they roll it back.
Where are the adults? I mean, that's not that bad of a game. At least I weren't playing like Punch in the Nuts.
Our youth minister at the time was playing with us.
I guess it's not that bad of a game.
It was just
okay.
It was a good time. So my buddy, I guess I won't say his name because I don't want to. But one of my buddies was playing, and
I think he's playing a different game.
No, he was playing, and he rolled the ball, and it was a really, really good one, and it was straight. And it made it all the way past the first hall, and it was on its way to the second hall.
Oh.
And as it was going past the foyer entryway, one of the other guys that was in our youth group walked up and kicked the ball.
Oh my God. Dude.
It was on its way, dude. It looked good. We were all going, because and we were getting high. Every time there was a long one, we'd be like, oh.
Yeah.
But it was going, and we were super excited. He walked up and kicked the ball, and I kid you not.
Did everyone just go, what?
We were like, what's going on? And the guy that did it, we'll call him Gary. Gary, as soon as the other kid kicked the ball, it's like he already had this idea in his head. He was like, if anyone messes with the ball while I throw it, this is what I'm going to do. But so rewind, when we first got to the campus, they give you this like little goodie bag of things from the college.
You are a much better storyteller than me, by the way, because you got me to like the climax of the story, and you go, nope, watch this. I'm going to edge you a little bit.
So one of the things that they give you like a pen with Hardin Simmons on it. They give you a notepad, and then they give you this little plastic cup.
Does it say like church camp or something?
No, it just says
like
Hardin Simmons. And I think it's kind of a way to like recruit kids to go to college there or whatever. Mm-hmm. So each room had 2 of these cups for each kid that was staying in the room.
Right.
And as soon as that kid walked up and kicked the ball, he immediately walked into that kid's room, grabbed his cup, went to the bathroom, took a dump in it, and then went back and left it in his room on the windowsill.
Oh, it was like summer? Oh my God, dude. Wait, he left it in?
So
I thought he did it and then he like cleaned it out and then was like, hey, if you drink out of that, you're going to have shit in your mouth.
No, it gets better. So
This was at church camp?
Nice. Some of the best stories are from church camp. So we do that, and like I'm right after he does that, they're like, okay, guys.
Did anyone know that he did it?
He told some of us guys that were close to me. He's like, okay, that's it. I'm gonna go crap in his cup. And I thought he was like joking. I thought it was like and then we walked in there and I was like, oh, dude. And you don't realize, like, when you take care of business in a toilet,
were you about to say you don't realize how bad shit stinks?
yeah. When you take care of business in a toilet, like the water kind of dilutes it from being that. It still smells bad, but it doesn't smell that bad. When it's like freshly right out there, it's bad. So we walk in, I was like, oh my gosh. And like right then.
Did someone change their diaper in here? Jesus.
Right then, they're like, all right, guys, everyone go to dinner. So we left. We went to dinner.
Oh.
Everyone left.
Oh, no.
Then right after dinner, we went straight to church service.
Oh.
Okay?
Did he pray
this
for
cup,
his sins?
This cup is brewing over there. And it's the room's closed, the door's closed.
Oh.
And
no.
in the middle.
Was it like a solid poop or was it like a...
Yeah.
Oh, it was a good one?
Yeah.
It was like he had his fiber that day?
Yeah, it was lengthy too. So...
did it look like ice cream? Wait, have you seen the video?
No. So we go to the service. No, I haven't seen that video. We go to church service and we're sitting there.
It's brewing.
And
God,
the worship songs are going. And then we get into the service.
I heard time out. How were you able to sing those songs knowing that there's a big old poop in there?
So I get to this. So we get to the sermon, and the sermon is about like being kind and forgiveness. And I'm not even kidding you. In the middle of the service, Gary looks over at me and I was like, oh, I gotta go. I gotta go throw it. And so he just gets up in the middle, goes back to the room and throws it away, or like dumps it down the toilet and then throws the cup away.
Oh, no, dude, I would have.
The damage was already done though. We go back to the room and the kid goes, dude, what? What died in here, man? Why does this smell so bad? And
wait, who was his roommate? Was it Gary, his roommate?
No.
Oh, it was just two other kids.
It was
the kid that kicked it, clearly.
And I think I don't know. Maybe it was my brother. I don't know either. But also,
Hunter.
There's another interesting story. One of the kids, I don't know if it was the same year, but Hunter did something to piss off one of the other
your
campers.
brother, Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so he went in Hunter's room and got naked and went in his sleeping bag and rolled around in his sleeping bag and then took his toothbrush and it was not the bristle end, it was the end that you
the handle
and he put it like in between his butt crack. And he was like, yeah, so when he goes to brush his teeth, he's going to have crap particles on his hands. I don't know. It was the weirdest. I was like, that's a weird prank, man.
I think that kid had a thing for your brother. He's like, if I can't see him naked, he's going to have my naked body all over him. Why would you get naked and rub yourself in a sleeping bag?
Got up in there and he was like,
I'll show him. It's like the worst prank ever.
Have you ever been to like a hotel or a sleepover or something with like a bunch of people and people call dibs on the bed? And then there's always that one guy who's like, oh, yeah, you call dibs? And then they get naked and they get in the covers and they roll around. Oh, you want to sleep in it now?
I just imagine someone going, oh, yeah, you want to be in the bed? And then they get it and shit on it. They're like, how about now?
Have fun sleeping now.
Yeah. Okay, so wait, go back to the other one. So he felt bad?
So he felt bad.
Did he ever tell him about, like, did he go, where's my cup?
No, I don't think he ever found out, but he for a while was like, dude, why does it smell so bad in here?
And then Gary's like, shouldn't have kicked my ball. Under his breath, he's like,
what did you say?
Huh? Dude, I gotta say though, I went to one mission trip and it worked out really well for me. But I also went to band camp one year. Go ahead.
I don't think I ever went to band camp.
You didn't? You didn't go with me? Oh, dude.
That one time at band camp?
Yeah.
Nah,
I didn't. No one did that, I don't think. Can you imagine? Did they? Never mind. So the one time I went to a mission trip, I was like in 6th grade, but it was like a high school mission trip. Mm-hmm. Why did I go? I was in.
I think
6th
a lot
grade.
of times they do the mission trips all together.
No, it was like the high school one, and my dad goes, "Yeah, my kids are going," and they're like,
"Oh,
okay." I think my dad may have paid them. I don't know. Can you bribe churches?
Sure. Well, most of the time you have to pay to go on a mission trip, anyways.
Oh, I didn't, or maybe my dad did.
You just said your dad paid.
I'm thinking he did because it was like a high school one, and I was in like diapers still. Right? In 6th grade?
Yeah, 6th grade. You're still in diapers.
Well, I mean, they probably saw me play baseball. So
yeah, you were in diapers and breastfeeding still, so 6th grade. Yeah.
No, I was 16.
Okay.
Oh, God, is that worse? Anyway, so, but I got to say, the, like, camaraderie of being in a dorm with a bunch of kids your age and, like, very loose, like, chaperoning or whatever is so much fun.
Dude, so much fun.
I went to band camp and we went to... Stephen F. Austin University, and my roommate was a guy who went to high school with. His name was Chris Ransbottom, you know.
Yep.
And our neighbors were, I think it was Nathan Windsor and my friend Jacob Perry. This doesn't really matter, but we all kind of got along, and we all hung out. But like the best times was like around in the hallway or mess around in each other's rooms. And at Stephen F. Austin, they had an arcade, and it was like they had it open. So like you didn't have to pay to play. Yeah. So you just go in and play. And then we were supposed to, like, you know, you had set schedules of like, did you ever go to band camp? Like a band camp ever? No. Dude, as much as I hated playing trumpet, band camp was so much fun. Yeah. Like
I heard a lot of people said it was fun
awesome.
Back in the day.
Yeah. And we played like I know there was like you basically had the college experience. It was like you went to the mess hall or whatever it was called. The cafeteria or something, and you go in and it was like a buffet. It was awesome, right? Yeah. And then I remember one time there was like a dance, like we had a band camp dance, and they did like the whole they tried to make it not a Shirley Temple dance. What is it?
Sadie Hawkins
dance with my khaki pants. The girls, like, they were like, okay, but we want the girls to ask the guys. And no girl asked guys. So like, okay, we're just going to do a regular dance.
All right, that didn't work. Let's go back to the regular.
But I will say I was a little player at this band camp, right? I had my braces on. I was looking like a big old nerd. And I got asked by 2 girls to the dance.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. You want to know? They were
both blind.
Ugly. Oh. No, they were fine. But they both went to our high school. And, Colton, hold my hand. They were both older than me. Yeah! Then one said, oh, sorry, I'm going with this other kid now, so never mind. And I had already told the other girl no, so I went alone. But, like, I just love I just wanted to talk more about the camaraderie because that's, if you've ever been to, like, a camp or whatever, like, just hanging out and being kids and being stupid, like, young, carefree, whatever, is, like, right now sounds amazing. But, like, when you're a kid, or like, right now sounds like a nightmare because everyone's worried about, like, how they look and their bills back home or whatever. But when you're a kid, none of that shit matters.
We were, just random story, but one time when I was at a mission trip, we were out, we went out and played basketball, and we came back.
Was that the Jamaica one?
No, we were in South Texas somewhere. It was like hurricane.
Same thing.
Hurricane relief or whatever. We were helping.
Oh, adjusters were making some money.
Yeah, we were helping rebuild this church, and
yeah, we did that on our mission trip too.
Really?
Yeah.
And
oh no, we didn't. Yeah, we did. Never mind. Sorry. Well, one of the groups did. I helped rebuild. I'm hijacking your story. I helped rebuild a wheelchair ramp for this blind and deaf lady. Yeah, and it was funny because she was hilarious. And I can't remember any of the jokes because I think she just like did blind and deaf stuff or whatever. But she was, I don't know, she had a good heart and we helped her out and she was very grateful. Go ahead. I felt really good.
Good.
Yeah, I met some older kids. They were fun.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Great shape.
So we were playing basketball and we go back to the room and there were several big rooms and we had multiple bunk beds and whatnot. But we would go to one room to hang out with everyone.
Yep.
And at the end of the night, everyone would go back
Wait,
to
was
their
it
bunks.
like a dorm or something?
No, I think it was a church, and it was just like their Sunday school hallway, and they had
yeah.
like bunks, or I can't really remember, but we anyways, so we went back to the room and we were talking about how much fun we had, and there was this one kid who clearly didn't play basketball, but we were just being nice, and we're like, hey Cody, you dude, you did a pretty good job out there.
Nice.
And he goes, no dude, I suck balls. And my buddy goes, well, I don't know what that has anything to do with basketball, but and we all started dying laughing. It was so funny.
That's something I would say. Yeah, I like that.
That was actually Gary that said that. Gary was funny.
I don't know what that has to do with basketball, but that's
okay, cool.
You did your best. That's another thing too. Like, I know none of this is on the thing, but whatever. It's our podcast. We can cry if we want to. But when clearly someone isn't as good athletically. Yeah, that's the word. I was gonna say when someone isn't as good athleticism.
Yeah.
When someone's an idiot like me, but like whenever you're like, hey man, no, we're all just having a good time. Like, yeah, you can be on my team, and then whenever you do that, you're like, damn it, I wanted to win.
That? Yeah. Have you also noticed? And I don't know if it was the same way with your mission trip or band camp.
I actually remember a lot about both of those times because they were really fun.
There's something about going to a church camp or a mission trip as a teenager that someone likes to expose themselves during the experience. And there was one guy who always... Here's another story. He loved being naked. And we had this community shower. Okay, so
that reminds me of middle school basketball. When
there's like one or two kids
that went through puberty and had giant dicks, and we're like, I'm just gonna wear my boxers.
Yeah, I'm gonna wear my boxers. So we had this community shower.
We were also the smallest bitches in middle school basketball, and then walks around with a hammer. And we're like, what? Golly!
So we this was back in
his wife's a lucky lady.
This is back in the dorm room. And it was community showers, and one of the kids, I was a freshman, and I think he was a senior, and he walked down to the showered.
Wait, you were what, and he was what?
I was a freshman, he was a senior.
Okay.
And he walked down to the shower, took a shower, and he is heading back, and this is an all guys dorm, so there's only guys in here, and he walks back to his room.
Butt naked, and he had his towel in his hand.
He
had a towel in his hand. What a
is he
gay?
No, he had a towel in his hand. Okay, Drew, don't interrupt this part.
Okay,
so he has a towel in his hand. He's walking down, and there was an RA sitting at the end of the hallway, or chaperone or whatever, sitting at the end of the hallway. And he goes, "Hey kid, put your towel on." And he goes, "Oh, sorry." And he puts his towel over his shoulder and walks back to the room.
As soon as you said put your towel on, I'm like, he's throwing it over his shoulder.
He's like, "Oh, sorry."
If he threw his dick over his shoulder.
Okay.
Was it that big?
No,
would it put us to shame? Would it put to shame?
I can't remember. But anyways,
you didn't look at it and go,
shut up. So, yeah, dude, there's so many stories.
Best times.
Oh, another one. So, there was another guy who liked to show us different. There were different poses, and he had one that he liked to call the Squidward, where he gets his you know what and his two pairs of you know what and make it into a Squidward. It's just
what?
Yeah.
How? I'm looking at him right. Would he put his balls up high and then put it down?
We can talk about it.
No, I want to talk about it now. You can't just say he made his balls like Squidward. Anyway, so what I'm saying,
I can't remember exactly what. I honestly was not staring at it like, oh, that's pretty good. I'm gonna try that at home.
You knew we were gonna have a podcast in 15 years, dude. Jeez.
Of course, there's the Batwing,
the Bulldog, where you go
the
up
Bulldog.
Under.
And, dude, my buddy's brother used to walk into the room and he would do that and he'd go.
Dude, no one thinks this is funny right now except for us.
I don't know. I think it's pretty funny.
That's why you have to be 11 years old to enjoy this podcast. But anyway, I had another They were super fun. I honestly wish I went to more, because I went to one mission trip and one band camp, and then I was like, I'm not doing camp anymore, and then I just skateboarded every summer after that.
Yeah, I'm glad. It almost.
Did you go every year?
I went every year, and I enjoyed it, and I wanted to go, but then it was also kind of like not an option. Like my parents were like, "Well, you're gonna go to church camp."
Yeah, well, they wanted
Every
you
year.
away from the house.
Yeah.
But I also played baseball during the summer, so that might have been why. Did you?
Not really much in high school.
Why do I feel like you played soccer? Did you play soccer?
No, I played soccer really early on, but in high school I didn't really play a whole lot of sports.
My brother played soccer 1 year, and the ball, his own teammate took the ball away from him, and then he started crying. And he was like, I'm not playing soccer anymore. And then he never played it again. But anyway, okay,
Good reason not to play.
So back in the day when the Stars had the Stars jersey,
Yes.
Well, that's a stupid thing. But anyway, the one that when we won the cup, I think it was my dad, me, and my older brother Tyler, and we would go to hockey games, Ranger games, Cowboys games, like Mavericks games, all the time. We were fairly lucky. My dad liked to take us, but any time we went to a hockey game, hockey has fighting, right?
Yeah, it's like one of the only sports that they kind of allow it.
Yeah,
like,
and then you go sit in timeout for 5 minutes. Yeah. So when I was probably, I don't know, younger than 10 or something like that, anytime, and this happens like every single play in hockey, where if the goalie has the puck, when he goes to freeze it, there's people in front of the net, right? There's players in front of the net, always like pushing, shoving, whatever. But anytime there was any sort of roughing, or if it looked like there was about to be a fight, my dad would go, cover your eyes to my brother and me, dude. Like, I think that he thought that we would think that fighting is okay or something.
Yeah.
But we knew that, like, in hockey there's fighting, but it's the funniest thing ever, because it really makes no sense. They're hitting all game.
Yeah,
whatever.
They're slamming into each other,
But
being really violent.
But because they're about to fight, cover your eyes, and then I'd be like, and the whole time you do the whole like,
yeah.
And I'm like, ooh, yeah, he's fighting each other. I can't wait to hit random people on the street. No, that's not what I thought.
Oh, that's not okay.
I mean,
no.
Pay no mind to my assault and battery charges, but there's only like 8 of them. All of them hypothetical. But yeah, I wanted to tell that story because there are, of course, you all know that I have daddy issues. There's a,
and that's why he's a stripper.
Yeah. Well, I was going to break the news later. But.
Oh, okay. Well, what do we call you? The silver streaker? What's your porn name? Porn name. Jeez.
Well, that's a different name.
What's your stripper name?
It was the Golden Bolden Pole.
Yes, the Golden Bolden Pole.
And if you've seen a tiny pole, I've got it. Why are you laughing?
I thought I was going to be the copper rod.
Oh, that's not bad. Why copper though?
I don't know.
The copper robber.
Okay.
Cocker rod.
Oh no.
Never mind. But yeah, so that story alone reminded me of like 2 or 3 other stories, although one of them was kind of more about my brother, but I think we talked about it on the Hot Ones episode that we have. Hey, we did a Hot Ones episode. If you haven't seen it, it's literally the best video we've ever made in our whole life. It's an original idea where we eat hot wings and even hotter wings.
We have to do another video like that. By the way,
I would love to do that.
At the gas station QT, they're actually selling the one chip for the one chip challenge.
Oh boy.
And I think we should do it.
Okay, fine, we'll do it. You know what we should do though, honestly, is I saw because your idea sucks. What we should do, no, I saw these people. I saw this video of these people eating a pepper, like straight up a pepper, and someone would say, okay, spell words. Like they'd like tell them to spell words. But I think it would be hilarious if we ate a pepper and tried to do, like a multiplication test, like back in the day, where it was like 5 times 5, 8 times 6 or something. I think we should eat one, wait like 30 seconds, and then try to take one in like less than a minute. I think that would be so funny. We're just like, because clearly, like you and I, when we got to Da Bomb, it was all over, and you almost threw up in here.
I did not almost throw up. I was just spitting a ton.
Yeah, you were like,
spitting was the only thing that helped.
See, it was worse for me if I even thought about spitting. I didn't though. I guess I didn't really try, so never mind. But I just like chugged the milk, and I don't remember if my shits were because of all the dairy that I drank or because of the hot sauce. Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, it's probably a blend.
But anyway, so my dad. This was a long time ago. I think it was before the hockey things. Well, no, I was probably a little bit older. Anyway, so my brother and I had a game room because we were spoiled little white privileged boys, and we had a Nerf basketball hoop, and we always used to play and be brothers because we got along like 20% of the time, and when we did, we had fun times like that. And so we would be playing basketball, and I don't even know how funny this story is going to be, but I think it's really funny because it's so kind of out of character for my dad to do something like this. So my dad, like when we were growing up, we couldn't say sucks, we couldn't say fart, we couldn't say like if we had intention, if it was like supposed to be a cuss word, like I'm pissed, like can't say that. Like I couldn't say what the freak, because he's like, I know what you're trying to say, you're grounded, right? So this was kind of out of character because I never saw my dad drink. I know before I was born, my dad, I think he smoked cigars quite a bit. But anyway, I didn't know any of that when I was growing up because he feel like I only saw him drink water, and he was like, everything else is a sin. And I was only limited to 1 Coke a day. Yeah. And one time I drank, I was such a bad boy. So ladies, bad boy. I'm wearing all black today.
Oh, hell
except for
where's your leather jacket?
Hey, it's, I have leather pants, and there's a hole in the, so
crotch.
In the
I'll finish this.
Crotch, you didn't know. But anyway, so my brother and I were playing, and he was like, man, I'm really thirsty. And my little telling ass was like, you've already had a soda today. You can't drink another one. And he was like, my brother was such a little bitch at the time, but he knows I love him. And I don't know if he remembers the story, but he went into the freezer and saw a like beer bottle, like a no label. It was like a brown beer bottle, no label, nothing, but there was liquid in it, and it was bottled. It was like topped, but there was like stuff in it.
It was in the freezer?
It was in the freezer, yeah. And
it must not have been in there long because it would have.
It was a beer.
Oh, yeah, duh.
Jesus. So then my brother sees it in there, and he's like, you know what? If I can't, I'm going to be funny and be an 8-year-old kid and make it look like I'm drinking beer, right? So he opens the thing, pours all the beer out, washes it, like cleans it out, dish soap, whatever. And he comes up to me and goes, hey, does this smell like beer? And I was like, yeah, kind of. And he goes, dang it. And then he left again. And I was like, what? Like, what does he do? Where did he even get that? It was just like a brown, empty beer bottle at this point. And he goes and washes it out for like another 5 minutes. And then he comes back like 5 minutes later, I think, maybe 10. And he's drinking out of it. And I'm like, are you? And I was like, you're drinking beer? Ooh, I'm telling Dad. He was like, gotcha. And he handed it to me, and I went and smelled it. And I was like, it still smells like beer. I'm telling on you. He's like, no, it's water, I swear. And so he started pouring it out, and it was water, right? And then, so I thought it was funny. So like the whole afternoon we were drinking water out of the beer bottle. It was stupid. But then, come to find out, later on, my dad comes home, and he goes into the freezer, and he goes, boys, and we're like, uh-oh. And I'm like, and at this point, there's no telling what I did because I was in trouble all the time. Yeah. And so we walk in there with our tails between our legs, like, yes. And then he goes, did y'all drink my beer? And immediately I was like, I didn't. And I looked at my brother like a little bitch, right? Like, nope, I didn't. And I looked at him clearly. No, I didn't even do that. I was just like, I like did the whole thing like, yeah, it was him. And my brother goes, oh, no, I didn't drink it, I swear, I poured it out, and then I poured water in. He goes, you, and my dad starts getting like fuming at this point. He's like, you poured it out, you poured my beer out. And I was like, you, and then I spoke up for some reason, like, you don't even drink beer, all attitudey. And he goes, Drew, and I was like, okay,
yeah, never mind.
Yep, you look handsome today, Dad.
I love you.
And then he goes, I'm gonna use my dad's accent. Tyler, Tyler, you know that was home brewed beer, and that took me I think he said like it took me months to make, and I was like, what? You made this? And of course I didn't say that out loud. And he was like, it took me months to brew, and me and your granddad were making this, and we were going to save it for something. And I was like, my dad brews beer? Huh? And so I'm just like, I feel like I'm looking at him like,
well, I mean, you do know he plays the mandolin, so that
he didn't even play the mandolin yet. Yeah, he had all his teeth. He's good. But I looked at my brother and I'm like, and I feel like it's way worse than it is. And I think there was like more, but I just remember feeling so stupid because I guess at that I was like 7 or something. I didn't really have an ending to this, but I just thought it was funny that my dad brewed a homebrew beer and kept it, and my brother poured the last one out. Because he is a delinquent, and I would never do something like that. I always paid attention and listened to my dad.
I think your brother is a great person, and he just wanted to save your dad from alcoholism. I think he
honestly,
was doing
Dad, you're welcome that you're still alive because of Tyler.
Yeah.
But I never did anything to make my dad mad ever when I grew up. I always turned in my homework on time, never had any zeros. I always had A's.
You always put your phone and laptop on the kitchen table when you would go to bed.
Did you ever have that sort of thing?
No.
So I got a laptop when I was like 16, and
I didn't. But to be fair, I also
15.
didn't. I didn't get a laptop till I was in college, so I didn't.
Oh,
have,
right. So
access to any of that.
I did have a lot of things that I took for granted. No, but I don't know how strict y'all's parents are, but when I was I got my laptop because I wanted it for editing, and that was whenever we started, I think, our sophomore year in like doing the editing stuff.
Yeah.
And my dad was surprised that I showed interest in something like computer wise.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna burp, but it's not coming.
Oh, okay.
You're like, but yeah, so he got me this, and he was like really excited because I was, because my dad's an IT guy, and so he bought me this laptop. And then, not even a week into me having it, my bedtime was at like 9 p.m. or something, or I think it was like 10 or whatever. And he said, all right, at 9:55, I want you to bring your phone, your computer, and any other electronics down in the living room, which you already know the story because you brought it up. But so I thought that was the stupidest thing, but it was probably a good idea because if I didn't, I would have stayed up till like 1 or 2 in the morning,
watching like videos and
which
stuff.
I definitely did that. But anyway, so I was a sneaky little boy. Did I tell the Xbox story? Like the broken Xbox? Okay. So back in the day, I don't remember which episode, but my brother and I would get grounded from our Xbox. Our dad would put it in the closet, but we were smart enough to buy a broken one on eBay and switch it out in his closet so we could still play Xbox. Smart kids, right?
Yeah.
So now at this point, I had to put my phone down there and my iPod Touch at the time. That fishing game, remember the fishing game we had?
Oh,
dude,
gosh, I love that game.
That game was all the like paper toss. What was that one? All the iPod Touch games, if y'all remember that. But then, so I put my laptop, my iPod Touch, and my phone down in the living room, which is like downstairs, so my dad could look and make sure that I'm not, trying to stay awake. But got smart. I bought the same exact phone that I had, but it was broken on eBay for like $10. And so I used to put my cell phone down there, and I bought another laptop, which I'm not really sure how he didn't notice because my laptop was navy blue, but the one I put down there was white.
What?
Yeah, I put down a broken white one, but he just saw it in there, and he was like, I think he even questioned. He was like, "Is that your laptop?" I was like, "Yeah, I have a new case for it."
Right, new case, yeah.
And pretty smart.
Oh yeah.
And then not even a week later, he found out, and I was upset. But he never found out about the Xbox. But did you ever do anything sneaky like that? But your parents never. You were a better kid than me.
Well, so my parents also trusted me way too much. But like I never really had to sneak around and do much of anything because my parents like. Well,
would you do your schoolwork and like turn it in on time and stuff?
Yeah, for the most part. Like
Not
I
me.
never really had issues with doing stuff. Like I never had problems in school or anything like that. I was really good at putting on this angel face. And so like my teachers, my parents, all thought I was like a good kid. And then I would go around and,
What would you do, Cole?
knock over people's, I don't know.
Mothers, grandmothers.
Knock them over.
Knock them off.
I was going to say knock over mailboxes, but I didn't do that. That's too
I do remember that you and T Wriggles would go and steal stuff like cones and stuff.
Yeah, we did stupid stuff. One time,
but like, what kid doesn't steal street signs?
okay, so one time we went to Taco Bell, and I don't know if they do it anymore, but
I know what you're gonna say.
They used to give out the trays.
Oh, never mind. No.
And so when you would get food, they'd give out the trays with everything on, like your food is on the tray.
I think they still give out. Well, I don't know about COVID times, but
yeah. But so we got a bunch of those trays.
How did you say? Can we have trays?
Well, no, we would just all order stuff and we would get them and then we would take them. And so we took them and we would put them under. So we would go to the parking lot of the high school.
Yep.
We would put them under the back tires of our cars, and then we would just start driving and turning fast. And because there's no with the trays on it, there's no traction.
How?
And so you just start spinning.
Who thought of this?
I don't know, but it was so much fun. I also
was it Travis's like old gray car that he had.
We did it with Travis's car. We did it with Nick Strain's car.
Oh, of course. Nick, what's up, boy?
Back when he had the Supra.
Oh, Lord.
And dude, we did a lot of.
Did you ever get the trays and slide down a slide on them in McDonald's?
Yeah, actually,
Dude.
yes.
That you can't do it. I mean, if you're like 5, but we used to get the trays and slide down the McDonald's sides, and you would, when you came out the bottom, it was like, and I remember
skipping rocks across the pond.
Yeah, I remember cracking one time and feeling so bad. Like it's like a plastic tray that probably like $10 maybe, or $5.
Oh, not even, yeah,
maybe $2 to make. But I cracked it and I felt so bad because I was like, I was just trying to have fun,
no.
and then I took it up to the lady and I was like, and I felt so bad. And it was some lady who didn't give a shit. I was like, I dropped this and I stepped on it and it broke. and I was like, I'll pay for it. She's like, it's okay.
It's okay.
She goes, it's okay. They break all the time. Don't worry, honey. And I was like, oh. And she gave me a cookie.
Oh,
I felt so bad that I broke it by being a delinquent, and I got a cookie.
By the way,
if I teach you anything, be a delinquent, you get cookies.
You get free cookies. So I don't know if you know this, but the pressure and the heat and friction of a tray up against the tire and the concrete.
I can't imagine it lasting very long.
No, it rips a hole straight through it. So those trays didn't last very long at all.
Those were like $10, Colton. I just told you.
I know. But we did not have the care and compassion that you did. Like we would just throw them away. And
well, yeah. Imagine bringing it back and there's a hole in it. And you go, I stepped on it.
I stepped on it.
My fat friend stepped on this and we tried to pull it up at the same time.
I put this in the microwave and it melted a hole in it. Where did you get a microwave?
Did you steal it? I didn't steal it from the store. Do you remember in Travis's car, he had that little TV and we played Guitar Hero on
Yes.
it? Dude. Okay. So our friend Travis, who isn't the same person he was anymore, but he had like, this was before like having a big screen or GPS screen on a car. This was on a 2002 Honda Accord or something. Yeah. And Travis's car was so freaking loud. Yeah. So anytime
the exhaust on it.
Yes. Anytime he came over, my mom would be like, "Oh, is Travis coming over?" And you would hear yeah. But this was like before any of the big screens like on a regular car. Before that was like a normal thing. Yeah. And so he would hit a button, it would come out like this, right?
Yep.
And he had what was the thing that you plugged into like the center console and it had a bunch of plugs in? It was like a generator or something.
Yeah, like some sort of amplifier or something like that.
Some amplifier, some, manly car stuff that neither Colton nor I know about, but did I use the nor correctly?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Wow, English. And so we would plug in a PS2 and play Guitar Hero 2 while he was driving. It was so much fun. Awesome.
Yeah. Speaking of, so when I was, our buddy had almost the same exact car, and he was a senior in high school when we were freshmen, and so he would come over and pick us up all the time. We would go hanging out, driving around. Well, Travis and I were complete assholes, and we didn't respect his car at all, apparently. And I'm a better person now. But so we would in his neighborhood. he would go to take a turn, and when he would take the turn, we would pull the e-brake, and we'd go, shh. And we did that all the time. And every time we'd be like, dude, stop.
Oh my God.
And like we would go out into we would pull out into an intersection and pull that thing. And
how are you alive?
I was an idiot back then. I don't know how. We used to cow tip. We used to do the dumbest shit. And somehow I got away without cracking my skull open or anything.
Speaking of cracking your skull, I was going to tell that story, but I mean, we got like 5 minutes left. But shoot, I was going to say, dang it, I lost my train of thought.
Also,
I have it.
We probably shouldn't tell this story, but our senior year of high school.
Am I included?
Yes.
Oh,
so
Mom,
a bunch of us.
Actually, my mom doesn't give a shit. She's like,
So a bunch of us had seventh period off. And so after sixth period was done, senior year, we would go get in our cars and go home or whatever. Well, Travis and I, the day before, I don't know why we thought it was funny or cool or whatever, but we went up to back when Blockbuster was a thing.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
We went and rented this movie called
I wasn't there.
Famalian.
I was not there.
You weren't?
Nope. Because you told me the story and I was like, why wasn't I invited?
Did you have seventh off?
What year?
Senior?
Yeah, I did.
I don't know why. There were... So anyways...
that was when I was working the 2 to 6 at Brookshire's. Literally every single day.
So we went to the parking lot
I
afterwards.
know the story, and I was pissed that I wasn't a part of it.
And so this movie is called Famalian, and it's supposed to be about this alien that disguises itself as a woman, and it comes to Earth and tries to figure out what we're all about or whatever.
How were you able to rent this? Were y'all 18?
I don't know. I have no idea how we got it. And it wasn't like a hardcore...
What was the rating of it, Cole?
I think it was... I don't know what it was. X or...
NC-17 or whatever?
Yeah. But it wasn't like... It wasn't like intercourse porn, but there was nudity in it. And
is there any other kind of porn?
Well, I think you can...
You know what,
if it's
Cole?
nudity, it can be called as porn.
I really like intercourse porn.
I'm just saying, like
I know.
Bunny, Bugs Bunny. What was it? House Bunny. What is that? Playboy Bunny, or Playboy.
House Bunny. Yeah.
Playboy. If they're
House
naked,
Bunny.
it's
House Bunny.
considered porn.
Bugs Bunny. Hey, I don't know what Bugs Bunny you were watching. Lola Bunny. Come on.
Okay, that's what I was saying. So the other day,
we can talk
I was
about
like,
Famalian later.
I was talking to Sarah about. I was like, did you have any cartoon crushes?
I think it's different for girls. You can't ask the same thing to girls.
Yeah, I know. But so we started talking about it. And of course, I have the basic Jasmine from Aladdin. Pocahontas was mine. Super hot. But I also was like, and Lola Bunny.
Yes.
And she was like, an animal? And I was like, well, I mean, first of all, we got to get past that it's a cartoon.
Yeah,
it's already ridiculous.
Animated, yeah.
Why?
But it's different from what girls. You can't ask a girl did you think Johnny Bravo was hot? No.
There's a part in Space Jam where
Don't Ever Call Me Doll.
Yes, she has her ears over and she crosses them up, whatever scores, and then she goes, "Don't ever call me doll." And I was like, "Ah!" I think that's when I got my first election. Speaking of, congratulations, Joey. I guess whatever.
You won your
Good
first.
job.
You had your first election. No, but that is. We never talk politics, but the first female vice president, right?
Black.
Oh, she's black.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like I should have known that. I don't. What's her name again? Harris? Camilla?
Camilla Harris.
Yes. So that's kind of neat. See, this is why we don't do politics.
Yeah. When you ask, I totally went blank. I was like, I have no idea.
Is he the first vice president to be president?
No.
This is how much we care about politics.
No, it wasn't George Bush's dad, George Bush Sr. Yeah. Wasn't he a
right?
vice?
If it wasn't
I
Reagan,
could be totally wrong.
Look.
Don't do the wah, 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 when I get it wrong.
I wouldn't do that. No, because I did it to me. I did that to me last time.
You did it to me when I did the Andrew Jackson thing.
No, that was on accident. We have like a minute left, but this is one of those podcasts where we had Why is it that every episode, when we have a bunch of things we want to talk about, we talk about
Just fly.
2 of them, and then on
that's
ones that we talk about that we have like 2 things, we run out of things to say.
We're like, oh
shit. The COVID one is one where I honestly think it's one of our best because it was, first of all, it was in the little huts.
Yeah,
Huts?
and we didn't have any sort
We
of
had
agenda.
nothing written down. We were just gonna go, okay, so we got COVID.
All right, see ya.
See you later. Thanks for watching. But no, that was fun. I think we should do more of those. We should do one in a like when we go camping or something.
Yeah.
We should do one in a tent.
We could do one in a hazmat suit.
Where are we gonna get those?
I don't know. We could do one where
We're naked.
we're bungee jumping for an hour.
That's a really high bridge.
So we jump off within the first 2 minutes, and then the rest of the episode is us.
We're just hanging there.
Okay, so the blood's rushing.
The blood's rushing, and then do. Oh, that was our old outro. It's Clancy's song. Anyway, so you guys already know what time it is. All right, we're gonna do another episode right now. Start it over.
Gosh!
Okay, so
run it back.
hey everybody, welcome to the Really Random Podcast. That's Colton Pettyjohn, and I'm not as cool. But anyway, seriously, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And I will say, like, from the month and a half to month and 3 weeks that we took off, when the people messaging us going, hey, miss you guys, hope everything's well, and no one was like, where the f*** have you guys been? Why don't you post a podcast, you idiots? You're here for me, so entertain me. I don't care about your well-being.
Yeah. Everyone was super cool about it.
Yeah.
Actually, no one even asked me where I went, so it was cool.
That's not true. People asked me where you went, but I didn't tell you.
No one. No, I'm just kidding.
No one cares.
People did.
Look,
Love you guys.
either way, we love you. We'll kiss you. We'll do. That's Colton. That's Colton Pettyjohn. I'm Drew Bolden, and you already know what we're gonna do. So Clancy, bring us home.